Good morning, chicks and chickens. Welcome back to Old Man Farm. My name is Sid, as always. We got a no birthday day. It's nice, cool weather in real life. Really leaning into the fall feeling. The spirits are very displeased. Much like the antibodies within my face. So, as you know, well, perhaps, we did not record yesterday, and I appreciate your guys' understanding of such. I am not fully well today, but I am feeling up to recording, and yeah, I'm happy to be back. I really don't think I could have sat around for 2 days not recording, so excited to get back to it. So let's see. I don't remember much of where we're at, but I do have some stuff I want to talk about today, including electric bikes, flamenco guitar, and odd string-based instruments that I just can't seem to get my mind off of. But first, let's read here. Hey you, thanks for helping me restore my parents' room. I couldn't have done it without you, especially the heavy stuff, you know, because me, known for my upper body strength. I know it's strange. I had packed everything up and moved it all back. I suppose it was a change of heart. Enclosed is a bottle of my finest aged Blue Moon wine. Thanks, silly. Why are you calling me silly? That's weird. Dear Sid, 1 week from today, we are holding the Stardew Valley Fair in the town square. It's the biggest event of the year, drawing people from all across the country to our humble town. If you'd like, you can set up a grange display for the event. Please bring up to 9 items that best showcase your talents. You'll be judged on the quality and diversity of your display. Okay, so here's the thing. I believe we have our grange display items left over from last year. Now, if possible, I would like to maybe switch it up a bit. Since I don't actually remember what we used from last year, I would imagine we're not going to have it be 100% the same, and I think that's a good thing. I'd like to maybe show a little bit of growth of what's happened on the farm this year. So we'll get around to that. That may not be a today thing, but what is a today thing? Hi, Nibbles. I realized that yesterday we took all of our milk and eggs and just turned them into mayo and cheese, you know, as always, and completely neglected our breakfast, our new breakfast mod. So we're gonna have to look into that. I think we should still be able to complete the task, because I think it's like 30 in 10 days or something like that. Let's check, actually. Let's see here. Whoops. One of these buttons will do it. 30 milk, 30 eggs, 30 wheat flour, and we have 13 days. So we are so within the clear. We are fine. Also, I did look it up, and it says wheat flour, and that does just mean the basic flour that I can go and buy. So I think I saw some finished crops out there, so we're gonna have to go to Pierre's anyway to get more seed. So I think that works out. We'll just go ahead and buy that 30 now, just be done with it, and move on with our life. So let's see, where was I storing? I think we were using one of the overflow chests. Negative. Here we go. Okay, let's see what we have at the end of today. Yes, that's everything. So it looks like 6, 8, 10, and then 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so 10 of each. So not bad, not bad. We're a third of the way there. I have a mint ginger lemon tea, and I haven't had tea in a few months, actually, because I don't know, I've been on the coffee binge, but I tell you, it gets cold outside, and I just want some of that sweet leaf water in my face. So very excited about that, because I kind of just forgot about it. You know, it's like one of those things that I haven't drank caffeine in like a dozen years. So out of nowhere, when I started drinking coffee again, I just got real obsessed with it. But boy, I forgot how good tea was. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I mentioned that I mentioned something about an electric bike. I went to my dad's yesterday, even though I was feeling under the weather. We already had this planned, so I went over there. And my dad, for a little context, has always been, even, you know, when he was younger, he was really into mountain biking, and was, in fact, you know, my dad had like, he had won national mountain bike competitions and things like that. Like, he was very much into mountain biking. And, between just, life and age, he doesn't get to do the level of mountain biking that he used to do. But apparently, and I didn't know this was even a thing. I told him this is, the extent of my knowledge of electric bikes are the ones that you can like rent when you go into an actual metropolitan area, not like the Nowheresville that I live in. But he bought a, I guess they call them an e-bike. I don't know, but it's he got a. It's a proper, the company's Specialized, which is a company that he and I have both ridden pretty extensively through our mountain biking careers. And so he has this e-bike, and it's not the type that has like a throttle that will full-blown ride the bike for you, which is also pretty cool, especially as like a commuter vehicle. But he has... Hold up. Do we have no wine working? What is wrong with me? Well, we're going to make some mead. Anyway, sorry, I'm going to get back to it. Jesus, I cannot believe I did that. Anyway, so the bike he has, it has like multiple settings of how much it assists you while you're riding. So I just putted around on it, just around town. And I was absolutely amazed because, if you just ride it with no assist, it's just a bike, you know what I mean? But you put on this, the eco setting, and you can barely feel that it's doing anything to assist you, but just enough, you know what I mean? And it's really cool. And then the trail setting is, I think, pretty middle of the line. And then that turbo setting, I was going up hills, barely trying, and doing like 20 miles an hour, riding uphill. It was insane. So anyway, my point being is, what I thought was so cool about this damn bike was that it literally, my dad described it as, it's like they combined a bike and a fountain of youth, for him. And for myself, the way I thought of it, you always hear that it's like riding a bike, right? That's an idiom, meaning that like once you know something, you know it doesn't change, right? Well, it changed, man. Riding a bike is completely different. Now, granted, these things are not cheap. My dad sold multiple motorcycles and stuff to buy this thing, but holy crap, it changed my entire outlook on just, I don't know, on riding a bike. It was it's crazy. It blew my mind. It was so cool, and I can in no way afford to get one of those, but it is definitely, I could see myself something working towards someday, because it really does allow you to, even as you're getting older, and maybe, I don't know if any of you are familiar with mountain biking, but I used to do it pretty seriously, both my dad and I, and, I did road bike riding and all this, and, there is a physical limitation to what you can do. Obviously, like, I don't mean just age, but, maybe there's, a leg injury or even really any type of bodily injury. Mountain biking is a full body sport. And, I just think that, these bikes in general, opening up the ability to, bring the joy of cycling back to people who, for any number of reasons, are restricted from doing so. It was truly an amazing feat to me. I was hooked. It's amazing. Again, I won't have one of these, probably ever, but if I do, it will not be for a very long time. But it came at an odd time when my brother was asking me if I had any interest in getting back into mountain biking. And I told him, honestly, I think so, because as I have gotten sober, I am significantly more healthy than I have ever been in my entire adult life, and as such, it might be something I want to get into again. And so yeah, now after having ridden that bike, I'm like, well, now I don't even know, because that was a game changer. But anyway, it was very cool to me. Jumpin' Jeffries. It was very cool to me, and if you ever get the chance, because you can rent them and things like that, it was cool. It was very, very cool. I'm sure there were people that would turn their nose up at any amount of assist, but hey, in my mind, as I said, I've done a lot of mountain biking, and sure, part of it is the exercise end of it, but honestly, I just like the feeling of getting out in the woods, riding the trails, and doing that, and a little bit of an assist to help me further enjoy it, I just do not see as a bad thing. So I think it's super, super cool. And yeah, I had no idea technology of that level existed. So very, very cool. But anyway, I have to blow my nose. 1 second. Sorry about that. As I said, I am not fully recovered. That is for sure. So I'm going to do the right thing and stay home and warm all day. I'm just kidding. I'm probably going to go to the woods and hang out with my brother because I didn't get to do my camping this weekend, which in retrospect ended up being a good thing. But, I want to still go outside. I want to cook something on the fire, and my brother's birthday is on Tuesday. So I think I'd like to do something with him in that regard. But as I mentioned at the top of the show here, at the top of the show, like this is a, you know what I mean? Like this is a radio broadcast or something. Oh, Jesus, Hollywood Sid over here. I mentioned that I was really into these certain instruments lately. Well, not lately. I have for years been into there's an instrument called a goin. I don't know that I'm saying that correctly. It's a Chinese instrument, but I believe I'm saying that correctly. And it I think would technically fall under if you were to personify it in a Western way, would fall under the umbrella of a zither. It is multi-stringed. In the case of the instrument I'm talking about, it's the one specifically I know is 7 strings, very, very low register. It's I'm super into it. I'll link a card to my favorite song / play, whatever you call it, performance of a song. Yeah, speaking of songs, let's talk to June real quick. Hi, Sid. Aren't the leaves pretty this time of year? They sure are, and you're not getting my blue moon wine, but have a blueberry for me. Thank you. This is nice. You're welcome. But yes, I'm super, super into this instrument, and I've wanted to get one for years, but they are prohibitively expensive. It's and you're going to find this out about every instrument that I'm about to talk about. They are instruments that not a lot of people really play. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. But as such, that makes them a bit expensive to get into, expensive to maintain. There's a lot to it, but there are things that I really, really want to, before I die, get into. And so there's the goin, which I'm very interested in. I have been for over a decade. There is the hurdy-gurdy, which is sort of like a guitar with a crank wheel that is used to play it. It's very interesting. The wheel sort of acts like the bow of a violin to hit the strings, and then there are keys you hit that play various chords. It's a very strange instrument. If you've ever played Sea of Thieves, actually, there is a hurdy-gurdy is one of the baseline instruments that you can play in that game. But again, it's used in medieval music. I don't know, that's probably inaccurate as far as the actual technical timing, but very, very interesting instrument to me. But again, very expensive to get into, very expensive to maintain. And then more recently, I have gotten into the theorbo, which is a Baroque instrument, again, stringed. These are all stringed instruments. And the damn thing has like a 6-foot neck on it. It is a bonkers instrument. I'll be honest, I have the least interest in acquiring one of these, strictly just due to the absurdity, but I would really like to play one, and if I was into it, I could see myself getting one. But I actually haven't even looked up the cost of one of those, but I have to assume, again, prohibitively expensive. And I'll put links to various videos of each of these. But what this leads me to is I don't have any of these, but I have half a dozen guitars. So I thought, maybe I'll learn a style of guitar that I don't know that might reignite my interest in the instrument. But I want something that sounds so different. Because, I grew up playing like blues and like punk rock. Not really related, but those are the two styles of guitar that I really got into. But I, I've learned other things since then. I've learned, like classic, like fingerstyle technique and, just other things. But specifically, I thought I might want to learn flamenco. I've always really liked flamenco guitar. And, it is something that, as someone who is not familiar, I didn't grow up with that style of music. It sounds intimidating. It is, what the hell is that? What is this? Oh, you know what? The other day when we saw that cutscene, you sense a magical presence deep in the forest. Okay, so we saw a cutscene where it showed us that area and there was a bunch of Junimo boops, but I didn't know what it was. Oh my god, what is this? There's a faded Junimo inscription. Follow the mushrooms. Okay. Oh my god, we might have to come back and do this tomorrow. No, we have a warp. Oh, but we can't leave Grover out in the middle of nothing. We might have to come back and do this tomorrow. Wait, there's a mushroom over there. Can I walk? Oh no, I can't figure this out. Maybe is there anything blocking our path? Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna have to come back to this, but this is all new to me. I have no idea what this is. This is really cool. Okay. We're doing that tomorrow. That's going to be how we spend our day tomorrow, wandering the Stardew equivalent of the Lost Woods, it appears like. That is very, very cool. Anyway, sorry, I've never seen that before. The flamenco thing, yes, it's a very intimidating style of guitar, I think, at least for me, because there's a lot of techniques in it that are either unique to flamenco or are they're just not within the wheelhouse of, American blues and punk rock. It's just not there. But like I said, I have learned a bit of fingerstyle technique, and as such, I think that gives me a little bit of an in. Yeah, I got to purchase some nylon strings for my acoustic to get started on it. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start learning some flamenco guitar, and I know very little. I'm familiar with some of the terms and some of the techniques, but I don't actually have I've never physically sat and learned them. I've never taught myself the various techniques. So I'm pretty excited. I know this is probably a long shot, but hey, if any of you are into flamenco music and you want to suggest any songs, I would 100% be open. But if not, I know that's a weird long shot, but you never know who's listening. You never know who might have something fun to pass along. But that's my new musical endeavor. Wow, mead is very quick. I think I want to learn, or rather, I am going to learn some flamenco style techniques. So, wish me luck on that. I don't know if that's something anyone would have any interest in actually watching, but I thought about maybe doing some streams of my learning process, because the thing is, I am not a beginner at guitar. I have been playing guitar for I've been playing guitar for 20 years. You know what I mean? I'm not great. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the very fundamental basics of the basic finger techniques on both left and right hand I have down. I understand a lot of the techniques that go into flamenco, so I don't think this is going to be like a if you've ever been around someone learning an instrument, it just sounds horrible. I think I'm going to get the basics down pretty quickly and then try to move on into more complicated things. So, I don't know. Anyway, that was a big old ramble, but but I hope you had fun. It feels good to be back, even if I am still a bit stuffed up. But either way, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Be good to each other. I will talk to you tomorrow, and good night.